Let's go back to the past, to a world ruled by big, shiny optical media known as LaserDiscs. I have reoccurring dreams about LaserDiscs, about watching them, about flipping through them. I mean, I've been into them for 30 years, so that sort of makes sense. But even before I had a LaserDisc player, there was a sort of mystique about them. They were expensive, $30, $40, $50, $100 even. They were hard to find. I didn't know anybody that had a LaserDisc player. But I read about them, and I understood that it was the ultimate home video format. Then one day, a miracle. My brother knew a Japanese kid in high school, and he was selling his LaserDisc player for $100. So I scraped up all my money and bought a Pioneer CLD D502. Granted, at that point I had no money left to buy LaserDiscs, but I was in the club and I could begin dreaming. It's hard to convey how exciting that time was, but I'll use as an example Lucio Fulci's 1979 movie Zombie to illustrate how important LaserDiscs were. Zombie is a scope film, but I had only seen it via Wizard Video's big box VHS release, which was severely cropped.
Ahoy there! This is the Harbor Patrol. Anyone on board?
Trading VHS tapes was a thing, and I managed to secure a probably third-generation bootleg of the Japanese LaserDisc of Zombie in the letterbox format. Plus, I got a bunch of extra stuff on that tape.
Yeah. Let's get over there and check.
3 decades later, and I finally found a copy of that Japanese Zombie LaserDisc. This is one of my all-time favorite movies, and each home video version I own of it occupies a special place in my heart. But no matter how many times I upgrade the movie, it's the Japanese LaserDisc that I treasure the most.
Don't move, I said! Don't move!
Wake of the Red Witch really surpassed my expectations. It's a 1948 seafaring adventure romance starring John Wayne, produced at Republic Pictures. Republic Pictures was probably the most respected of all the B studios, and this film is a great example of how well produced their movies could be. The moody cinematography highlighting the intensity of Wayne's character really stood out. Reggie Lanning was the director of photography. Lanning spent most of his career doing B-westerns and serials like Jungle Girl and Dick Tracy vs. Crime, Inc. So Wake of the Red Witch was definitely a career highlight. There's fun, serial-like action sequences such as John Wayne fighting a giant squid, and there are some incredible miniatures in the climactic sequence where Wayne recovers a chest full of gold from the sunken ship. This LaserDisc is classy indeed. It includes a theatrical trailer and a gorgeous gatefold sleeve. Also included is a miniature reproduction of the original poster, a nice touch. Definitely recommend this disc, and it can be found very cheaply. If you want the hard facts on the storied career of Todd Rundgren, if you want multiple perspectives on the working methods of Rundgren, if you want the full story, this LaserDisc is not for you. The ever-popular Tortured Artist Effect is written, directed, and starring Mr. Todd Rundgren.
So, for openers, can you give me some idea of just what it is in your story that would be interesting to a person who probably has never heard of you? I don't know.
It's a bizarre journey into his mind. It's an onslaught of weird video effects, and it's got some pretty good tunes. But by the end of it, you will be so glad to be back home. Off Limits. It's the kind of indistinct title you might glaze right over, but it's worth a watch. At least in my opinion. If you listen to Siskel and Ebert, you'll hear otherwise. Roger Ebert called it a long, slow slog through misery. Gene shrieks that he was offended by the film. At one point, Ebert complains about the quote-unquote sleazy gynecological details that the film wallows in. I think they went into it expecting an important message movie like Platoon, which Willem Dafoe was in a couple years prior. Instead, Off Limits is a pure genre picture, a hard-boiled cop movie about prostitutes getting murdered. It just so happens to take place in Vietnam during the war. As a genre picture goes, it's stylish, it has a good enough plot, and good performances by Dafoe, Gregory Hines, Fred Ward, and Keith David. But it's Scott Glenn, one of those actors that's in everything and you just take for granted, who steals the show. There's nothing really special about this LaserDisc. It's full screen, doesn't have any trailers, and it's average quality. But definitely recommend this movie. It's cable TV fodder. It's a perfect lazy afternoon watch. This is Dance of Darkness, a LaserDisc by Voyager, the parent company to Criterion. It's a documentary about a Japanese avant-garde dance/performance art known as Buto, which translates to something like dance and step. Buto is almost indescribably disturbing, and that quality is heightened by the fact that this LaserDisc has a case of the dread disease known as laser rot. That's that speckling, that snowiness to the image, that distorted audio that you can hear. Laser rot only affects a small percentage of discs. I've only got a few in my collection that exhibit it. And it's usually very distressing when you see it. Buto is an expression of the baseness of human existence, and this laser rot behaves like a demon vandal scribbling all over the content. It works. Everybody needs this one in their collection. This is a Japanese LaserDisc of Virtual Drug, Nature's Ecstasy, Flower, and Wave. Comes complete with 2 pairs of, they call them 3D spectacles on the sleeve, but they're really diffraction glasses. From the back jacket. Virtual Drug works into your brain. It gives you an extraordinary intoxication effect which clears away your stress. It is not addictive, and it is safe, but please avoid long-term uses with the 3D spectacles. So it's just this for about 15 minutes. The glasses enhance the effect a little. This is the shortest LaserDisc I own, but it feels like the longest. And that's the end of side 1.